Have you ever wondered what Final Fantasy VII food tastes like? In today's video, I want to make the pizza Jessie offered to make Cloud one night. This is Jessie's Love Potion Pizza.
Pizza, I'll have you know. Marsh, loosh, black millie, red shelly. I use only the best ingredients. Sound good?
In this clip, Jessie rattles off some ingredients like marsh, loosh, black millie, and red shelly. Marsh seems to be a region in central Italy that is known for its dishes that include pork meat. Loosh, from what I found, is a type of seaweed similar to nori, and in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Barrett says that black millie and red shelly are used in love potions.
Black millie? Red shelly?
Now hold on there, soldier boy. You do know they're used in love potions, right?
Huh? They are?
I ain't playing matchmaker for you, son.
So for this pizza, I'm going to use bacon as the base for the sauce, because bacon in itself is enough to make people fall in love, I think. However, of course, if you can't eat bacon or don't like it, you can just leave it out and use olive oil instead. Let's get our dough started. Making pizza dough can be intimidating. It still is to me. So if you want, you can absolutely buy pre-made dough from the store. There's nothing wrong with that. If you are making your own, we need to measure out 2 1/4 teaspoons of instant yeast, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1 1/3 cup of warm water, about 100 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. If the water is too hot, it will kill the yeast and the dough won't rise. Mix these together in a big bowl. I'm using a stand mixer, but if you aren't, that's okay. You'll just have to mix the dough by hand later. Let this set for about 5 minutes for the yeast to activate. After that's activated, add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a pinch of salt, and 3 1/2 cups of all-purpose flour. Now either mix this in a stand mixer for about 8 minutes on low, or if you're using your hands, mix until the dough gets smooth. Grease the bowl with olive oil and place the dough back inside and let cover and rise for about an hour to an hour and a half. It should be double in size. While that rises, let's talk about Jessie's beginnings. Jessie Raspberry was born in 1984 to her father Rowan and her mother, who we don't seem to know the name of. Jessie always dreamed of being an actress at the Gold Saucer, and that dream was almost met until her father fell into a coma from Mako poisoning. Rowan, Jessie's father, worked as a chief maintenance engineer for the Shinra Electric Power Company, up until he fell unconscious in a Mako storage area due to overwork right before Jessie's opening night at the Gold Saucer. The overexposure to the Mako put him in a coma where he would be for the remainder of his life. Jessie began to study planetology and would eventually find herself with her 2 childhood friends, Biggs and Wedge, joining Barrett's avalanche cell to try and put an end to Shinra's Mako harvesting. This is what led Jessie to go from a top-billing actress to an explosives expert for Barrett's avalanche cell stationed in Midgar. Let's head back to the kitchen and prep our love potion for the pizza, the sauce. So here we have 4 garlic cloves, 1 medium shallot, and a 20-ounce can of crushed San Marzano tomatoes. These tomatoes are much sweeter and richer than other brands of tomatoes, but you can use any crushed tomatoes you want. You don't have to use these, of course. Dice and chop up the garlic and shallots and set aside. For the bacon, I just had some leftover low-sodium bacon from breakfast, so I'm going to use this. I have 7 pieces here. We'll just slice these so the bacon is in small bits, and it's more evenly distributed in the sauce. Now we have our sauce. Cooking doesn't have to be overcomplicated. This is just 4 ingredients and I promise it will taste so good. Now we toss our bacon in a pot on medium-high heat and let that cook just until the bacon starts to get brown. Don't worry about the burnt bits at the bottom, that's just extra flavor and will come off when you add the tomatoes later. Now we want to add the shallots and garlic and let these get fragrant, so let these cook for a minute or 2, and then add in your can of tomatoes and mix and scrape the bottom, getting all that stuff off the bottom of the pan. Mix these and let the sauce thicken to your liking on medium heat. I like mine a bit thicker, so once I can pull the sauce away and it not immediately return, I'm done with it. Pull it off the heat and let it cool a bit. Now back to Jessie's history. Jessie was the one who provided the codes and explosives for the bombing of Mako Reactor 1. However, her bomb was much stronger than she expected and it caused mass panic and destruction on the upper plates. This left Jessie confused because she was extremely thorough with her calculations and felt guilt for the damage and the potential casualties caused by her miscalculations. But it wasn't her error that caused all this destruction. Shinra had known they were doing this, and at the command of President Shinra, their mechs caused the explosion to be much stronger than planned. But unfortunately, this was something Jessie never found out, and she held on to that guilt, losing confidence in herself and her abilities. During a return mission to get her father's keycard for the next bombing mission, Jessie stops Cloud at her place, asking him to come over for a pizza, listing off what Barrett later tells us to be love potion ingredients.
Only if you promise to come back tomorrow night. Deal?
No promises, but I'll think it over.
Really? You will? I'd make a mean pizza, I'll have you know. Marsh, Loosh, Black Millie, Red Shelly. I use only the best ingredients. Sound good?
Never heard of any of that stuff.
Oh, you are so adorable, you know that? You just leave everything to me. It'll be great.
Alright, we have a few more things to finish up before our pizza is ready to eat. Let's preheat the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit and get our cheese ready. I have here an 8-ounce block of part skim mozzarella cheese. If you can, always shred your own cheese. It melts so much better and has a better taste than pre-shredded cheese. Pre-shredded cheese, like the one I have here, has wax coatings on it to keep them from clumping together, but this also prevents it from melting properly and gives it a weird taste compared to fresh cheese. And if you have any fresh cheese left over, you can add a touch of cornstarch to it so it won't clump up. Also, any pepperoni works here, but I buy turkey pepperoni in my house, but use whatever pepperoni you have. Anyway, take out the rest of the dough and give it a little punch to degas it. Now, put it on your work surface and split into 2 pieces. This should make about 2 12-inch pieces, but I'm only making 1, so I'm going to store the other one in a greased Ziploc bag and freeze it for later. I'll use this when we visit Calm in a later video. Now flour your hands and pan just a bit and start to try to make a roundish pizza. I absolutely suck at this, but do your best. It doesn't have to be perfect, just tasty. Now add about a cup of your sauce to the pizzas and evenly spread it. Toss on about half your cheese and 16 slices of pepperoni and a bit more cheese on top of that. Then gently toss it into the preheated oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. Back to Jessie while this cooks. Jessie, Biggs, Wedge, and Barrett all fight together to defend the Sector 7 pillar from being destroyed by Shinra. Jessie makes it to the 13th floor, but thanks to the Whisper stepping in, or I guess floating in, they caused her to get severely injured. Tifa and Cloud come across her as they climb to assist Barrett on the top floor, but it's too late. Jessie is too hurt to help any further, telling Cloud,
So, you're the guy who gets to hear my last words. Lucky me.
Like hell they're your last.
It's okay, Cloud. It's okay. They were my bombs. They were all my victims. I had it coming.
she feels this is punishment for everyone hurt by her bombs.
I just wish that I could have had you over again. Everyone with Mom's cooking. I really wanted to believe we could.
Yeah. You owe me a pizza.
That's right. I do. But I don't think...
No matter how many times I see this scene, it gets to me. So let's go finish that pizza for Jessie. Now that it's all finished, brush and spray the crust with olive oil and slice into 8 pieces, and now you can enjoy. Jessie, this is for you. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to smack that like and subscribe button because we have plenty more coming. Next week, we venture to Calm and get a taste of what many of the Mithril miners potentially ate as they worked in the Mithril mines. Thanks for watching. Peace.